guys, it's Chris here from F0res1ght Magic. Now, F0res1ght. It's a powerful fusion between magic and mentalism by our buddy Oliver Smith. Now, for those of you who love visual effects that fit right in your wallet, this is for you. It's extremely visual, easy to do, we love it, and I know you will too. So stick around and check it out.
You may not realize this, but I just secretly send you a hidden message in the back of your head. You don't know what I mean, right? Let me explain a little bit more. So I have one card over here, but I cannot show you the card right now, so I'll leave this over here. Okay? I get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I drew 6 different symbols on the back of the card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Name any number now.
3.
3.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. It's a square. So you don't like triangle, waving line, heart, so you don't like those. There's only one card in this envelope. The moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen, there's only one card. This card. You won't believe this. Oh, wait, this is not same as your card, right? You know what? This is impossible to move the ink, right? Watch this. I just wave it. You can see slowly to move. Concentrate on this card. You can slowly to move this into a square. Start to move like that and change into a square like this. Now look at it. Just touch this with the fingers. Pick it up for me. Thank you. Show to the camera. Show to everyone.
Oh my goodness.
Try that.
Hey there! This is Chris from F0res1ght Magic. Now, thank you for getting this effect and supporting us. I appreciate it. The F0res1ght concept was created by our friend Oliver Smith. It's a clever fusion between magic and mentalism, as the wrong prediction slowly morphs into the correct one. Now, it's super visual, and I'm pretty sure you're going to be finding yourself carrying this in your everyday close-up repertoire. With all that said, let's see how it looks.
You may not realize this, but I just secretly send you a hidden message in the back of your head. You don't know what I mean, right? Let me explain a little bit more. So I have one card over here, but I cannot show you the card right now, so I'll leave this over here. Okay? I get a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 cards. I drew 6 different symbols on the back of the card. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Name any number now. 3.
Yes.
1, 2, 3. It's a square. So you don't like triangle, waving line, heart, so you don't like those. There's only one card in this envelope. The moment of truth, ladies and gentlemen, there's only one card. This card. You won't believe this. Oh, wait, this is not same as your card, right? You know what? This is impossible to move the ink, right? Watch this. I just wave it. You can see slowly to move. Concentrate on this card. You can slowly to move this into a square. Start to move like that and change into a square like this. Now look at it. Just touch this with the fingers. Pick it up for me. Thank you. Show to the camera. Show to everyone.
Oh my goodness.
Try that.
Now, there are 2 gimmicks involved in this effect. One of them is a gimmicked playing card that's going to allow you to perform the visual change. Half of the cross is actually detachable and is held together by magnets. To perform the visual change, all you have to do is slide this piece over to form a square. The other gimmick is the envelope. The envelope appears to be normal, but is actually double-sided. This is what will be used to perform the switch later, taught in the main handling. And as you can see, this flap on the other side is where you'll be storing the card you want to switch for. Now that you got the basic idea of what the gimmicks are, let's get into what you're going to actually receive. What you receive is a few super thin magnets to construct the gimmick playing card. These are the world's smallest rare earth magnets that we've specifically customized for this effect. Our production team has used exclusive technology to bring you the best quality magnets to construct the gimmick. And it's even the same material that are used to construct PK rings, so they're very strong. You'll also be getting the gimmicked envelope described in the previous section to perform the switch. Now, let's see how you'll be constructing this gimmick. A quick note before we begin. Although the gimmick is technically ambidextrous, it does favour one hand more depending on how your gimmick is oriented. For the following procedure, I'll be showing you how to create the gimmick that executes most comfortably in your right hand. If you prefer executing it in your left hand, simply mirror everything that will be demonstrated to you by us. To construct the gimmicked playing card, you first need to take a 6 from a deck of playing cards. The 6 can be any suit, and I'll explain why you want a 6 later in the main effect. You'll also need 2 more playing cards. They can be any cards as long as it matches the back of the deck you're using. Now what you're going to need is you need those super thin magnets that have been provided to you by moi, a pair of scissors, maybe safety scissors, it depends how good you are with scissors, a thick Sharpie, some Scotch tape, not actual alcohol, because I'm sure some of you are too young for that, some double stick tape, and some super glue. Once you have all this in front of you, take one of the random cards and draw half of the cross like an L shape as demonstrated. After that, take your other random card and draw the other half of the cross where it would be on the previous card. Don't worry if your lines are a little too long, as you'll be cutting it out later anyway. Make sure to leave enough room on the right side of the bottom stroke of the cross. This will be the extension or handle that allows you to slide the piece. Cut out the drawing. And again, leave plenty of room on the right side for the extension piece for now. The length and thickness of your Sharpie strokes should be generally the same. Lay the cutout piece on top of the other playing card to do a quick comparison. If the left side is a little long, trim it to match the mirroring side. Make sure that your final position will end up looking more like a square than a rectangle. In the cross position, notice how the bottom stroke slightly protrudes onto the white border? This is actually a great subtlety that further convinces the audience it is in fact a Sharpie drawing. What you'll be doing now is cutting out the tab. Use the white border as a general guide to know where you should cut off at the bottom of the tab. Don't worry if the back design doesn't line up, as your thumb will be covering most of this piece anyway. And it's actually going to blend in with the rest of the back design. As long as it relatively lines up with the white border, you are good to proceed. To help conceal the L gimmick, take your Sharpie and color in the sides of the L to have it look more clean rather than a cutout. Your extension tab should be about this length and thickness, as 2 magnets will be underneath this piece. Remember, you can use the lines on a bicycle back as a reference. Keep note of the direction of the magnets. An easy way is to Sharpie mark all the magnets in the same direction. So, if it does accidentally flip over, you'll know which orientation the magnets are. Apply some super glue onto the back of the tab for the first magnet. In this case, I'll be using instant crazy glue. You'll only want to apply a little bit of glue and then drop the Sharpie side of the magnet down onto the tab. Adjust the position of the magnet with a small playing card piece. You can use some of the remaining pieces from your cutout actually. Recycling. Make sure the glue dries completely before doing the same step again with the other magnet. You'll be placing this one beside the first magnet. What you'll want to do this time is to place double stick tape onto a spare piece of playing card and then attach the non-Sharpie side of the magnet onto it. Apply a bit of glue onto the extension piece and make sure to have a playing card between so that it doesn't stick to the first magnet. Place the magnet on top of the glue, apply a bit of pressure, and let it sit there until it dries. When it dries, peel off the spare playing card with the double stick tape. You can also flatten the edge of the tab that's opposite from the border side so that it doesn't stick out as much. You can use the back of a pair of scissors or a pen to do so. Now, you want to place the detachable piece and tape it down for now with Scotch tape. Again, don't drink Scotch, seriously guys. Don't drink in magic, it's not safe. Turn the entire card over and you'll be placing two magnets on this side. They should be attracted to the magnet on the opposite side. Again, do this one by one, but this time you can use double stick instead of super glue. Place the first one and apply double stick tape over it. Then place the second one and put double stick tape over that as well. Once again, turn the card over and stick the magnets on one by one to their according positions. Apply double stick tape again over them as well. Now that the magnets are in position, you want to apply double stick tape all along the sides of the card. You can either use the double stick tape you have at hand or rubber cement for this step. Place the 6 on top of this card after applying your adhesive and make sure all the sides match up. That way, this unit looks like only one playing card. If you use double stick tape, be sure to trim all the sides of the playing card. Now, test out your unit and make sure that the gimmick functions smoothly. It should be securely held together in both the cross position and square position. Of course, it should not be too hard to move fluidly from one shape to the other. And that's it! Now that you have the gimmick constructed, let's have a gander at how we're going to put it to use. Inside the prediction envelope are two pockets. Orient the envelope so that the opening is pointing to your right and is pointing up like so. Place the non-gimmicked prediction card into the hidden pocket with the square face up and closest to you. Now I'll be showing you how to make the non-gimmick prediction card in one momento. Now place the gimmick prediction into the main pocket like so, with the card being face up. You'll find that we have not printed the ASP cards for you because we feel that it is much more organic to have them hand-drawn. All you need is a Sharpie and the ability to draw basic shapes. So you need to go to kindergarten. Everyone draws a shape a little differently, either by the thickness of the strokes or simply the way they are drawn. The ESP cards you'll be making will feel much more natural to use for your presentation. To make your homemade ESP cards, you will first need 6 cards of any suit, ace through 6. Of course, this should match the same suit of the 6 for your gimmick. Once you have these materials, it's time to make your ESP cards. First, find your ace, 6, and your non-gimmick prediction card, which is a duplicate 6. On the ace, we will be drawing a cross. And on the 6 and non-gimmick prediction, a square. However, the square that you draw on the ungimmicked prediction will have to match the final position of your gimmicked card. On the remaining cards, you'll be drawing the remainder of the standard Xena ESP card symbols. Now to set up your presentation, have your prediction envelope ready with the gimmicked and ungimmicked prediction in the appropriate pockets. With your ESP cards, deal them out and, make sure that the square, the 6, is second from your right, and the cross, which is the ace, is third from your right. The setting should be as followed from your perspective. The other ESP symbols can be in any other position. Once the cards are laid out, ask your spectator to choose a number from 1 to 6. If your spectator chooses number 1, you can actually end the effect here. You're welcome. You performed a powerful prediction effect itself, since your prediction is already the cross. All you have to do is turn over the cards and show them that on the back of the cross is the ace. The ace is, of course, representing the number 1. Take out the gimmick card from your envelope to reveal that the prediction has in fact matched. If they say 2, count, starting on your right, to the second card, the square, and say that this is the card they selected. If your spectator, then chooses the number 3 or 4, you can end the trick here just like if they chose the number 1. If they choose 3, starting from your right, count to the third card, which again is the cross. If they choose 4, start counting from your left to the fourth card, which will also land on the cross. At this point, you can actually reveal that the prediction in your envelope hits. If the spectator says 5, well, start from your left and count to the 5th card, which will land on the square. If the spectator says 6, turn over all the cards and show them that on the back of the square is the 6. If they end up picking the square, push away all the other cards. We don't want them. They're not there. Go away and tell them that this is the card that they have chosen. They can hold on to the card at this point. Now, grab your envelope and remind them that you made a prediction before the trick even started. Dump the card out into your right hand with the 6 face up in your palm. Now, bring the card up, showing them the face of the card. Over the patter of telling them, oh, rats. You picked the square, didn't you? Awkward. Move the card into position for the change. Turn the card over to display the cross. A nice subtlety is actually to take the envelope and just brush it a couple of times. Keep going, as many times as you want, really. Just to show the ink is permanent. You can really milk this moment to show them that you've genuinely made a mistake, and I'm going to need to rectify this. If your spectator chose number 1, 3, or 4 and landed on the cross, but you still want to perform the change, you can say something along the lines of, some wonder what would have happened if they chose a different shape. Like a square, for example, and they just never got the chance. I'll help you out. At this point, you can get ready to execute the change. To perform the change, here is the grip that you will want to be in for the execution. Hold the card in your right hand with the cross face up and the tab facing you. Have your thumb placed onto the tab as low as possible, while still being able to have a firm grip. Then, curl your middle and ring fingers underneath the card to pinch where your thumb will be sitting. Be sure that your thumb is parallel with the tab to ensure that you are not covering any of the ink. Just make sure about that. Over the motion of waving the card, like a hand, not really actually, use your index, middle and ring finger to walk the card to make the L gimmick move. It is very important here, guys, that your thumb is not what's moving and executing the change. You want it to seem like the ink is moving on its own. By having your thumb stationary, it sells the illusion that the ink is moving and you have not done a single thing to manipulate the card. With a bit of practice, you're going to be able to make the change look fluid and oh so natural. A powerful subtlety is, to slow down the waving motion when you're actually halfway through the change and stopping for a brief moment. This sells the illusion that the ink has actually moved and you're briefly displaying midway of the magical process. Now that you perform the change, you'll be getting ready to execute the switch. You'll be getting into position for the switch under the misdirection of the change. While the change is happening in your right hand, move your left hand with the envelope down to your side. While the change is happening, slide your index finger into the hidden pocket and position it underneath the ungimmicked card. Once you've completed the change, bring the envelope back up and wipe the card to show that the ink is permanent. On your last wipe towards yourself, Instead of wiping it again, place the envelope on top of the gimmick. Now, transfer the grip of the envelope. You should now be holding both the gimmick and the envelope in your right hand. Once you have a firm grip of the envelope and gimmick, split your hands apart to pull the ungimmicked card out with your left hand. You can now immediately hand out the card to the spectator for examination. Once you've handed out the card, you can ditch both the envelope and gimmick into your pocket. So the trick is complete. That's it! At this point, your spectator will be amazed and maybe even try to make the ink move themselves. The ink is of course permanent, so they can examine the card all they want. Silly spectators. They can even keep it as a souvenir if you have extra sixes lying around to replace it. Now guys, go out, perform it. I really do hope you have lots of fun with this effect, and please, show us your results. The alternative handling for the envelope is to have a half moon cut like this right here. Your fingers go on top to cover the half moon while holding the envelope because your fingers are always in contact with the card that's about to be switched out. This handling allows your display movement to go much slower with no angle restriction at all. When the switch happens, it almost happens automatically. The only thing you need to be careful with is knowing you cannot leave the envelope upside down when your finger is not covering the half moon. The envelope that comes with the product does not have the half moon cut because some of you may want the envelope to be in its complete form. If you want to perform with the alternative easy handling, simply cut a half moon like this. Just big enough so your two fingers can cover it. That's the effect, guys. Again, thank you for getting F0res1ght and, supporting us. But supporting me, thank you. It's very rewarding once, you've made the gimmick and start performing with it. It's such a powerful moving ink effect that plays big in your mentalism routine. I love it. Sam's ones love it, and I know you will love it too. Keep an eye out for our upcoming effects, but go out and have lots of fun with F0res1ght in the meantime. Again, my name is Chris, and well, see you next time. Hey, what are you doing? What are you doing? Nope, nope. Camera.